Sandra moves into a luxurious new penthouse with Lucio, Sergio, Cristina, and Marcos, secretly furnishing the apartment with Marc's money, while hidden cameras record every step of the operation. One night, Marc arrives with flowers to meet Sandra and her family.
You must be Sandra's daughter, Cristina?
Hola Marc, mucho gusto.
They enjoys what appears to be a loving family dinner. Believing he has finally found the family he's always wanted, Marc begins treating Cristina and Marcos as his own, supporting them financially and emotionally. Weeks later, Sandra joins American Ultrasound Technologies and quickly becomes the company's top salesperson, securing major hospital contracts across Colombia. While Marc proudly trusts her with more responsibility, he secretly works with Carlos to overcome government permit obstacles without Sandra knowing.
Strictly between us.
To win an important American client, Sandra arranges a meeting with Jeff at a Bogotá strip club.
Sandra.
With Lydia's help, the risky plan succeeds beyond expectations, earning the company a lucrative business deal and making Marc trust Sandra even more.
We have a deal. To a successful partnership.
Sandra then convinces Marc to visit Dr. Ramon, where a hospital equipment deal is cleverly exchanged for expensive cosmetic surgery.
Marc, as far as payment is concerned, since Sandra gave us such a good price on the ultrasound equipment we got from you, I am giving you a 10% discount.
Although Marc worries about the cost, he pays everything to make his future wife happy.
I want to make my future wife happy, so money doesn't really matter here.
Marc anxiously paces the hospital lobby, watching the clock and waiting for news. Finally, Dr. Ramon emerges from the operating room and tells him the surgery was a success.
The surgery was a success.
After cosmetic surgery, Sandra recovered inside her luxurious Bogotá penthouse, while Marc, her devoted fiancé, cared for her day and night. But instead of enjoying their future together, Sandra revealed she had invited someone important for a business meeting. That evening, Sandra introduced Sergio, a young family friend, and insisted he should manage Marc's Bogotá medical equipment business while they moved to Miami. Marc doubted Sergio's experience, but Sandra passionately defended him until Marc reluctantly agreed to think about it.
It is a massive risk, Sandra.
The next day, Marc secretly spoke with his trusted friend, Carlos, who warned him that Sergio seemed far too inexperienced to run the company. Carlos promised to investigate Sergio's background, making Marc even more suspicious of Sandra's sudden insistence. As the move to Miami drew closer, Sandra's behavior became increasingly unstable. She drank heavily, argued with Marc over the phone, refused to leave Colombia, and shocked him with emotional outbursts that made him fear something was terribly wrong. After Sandra collapsed, Lucio, the leader of the operation, arrived with Cristina, Marcos, and Sergio. They forced Sandra to continue their plan, packed her belongings, and sent her to Miami despite her desperate resistance. When Sandra finally reunited with Marc in Miami, the romance quickly fell apart. Constant accusations, explosive arguments, and growing deception marked the beginning of Marc's worst nightmare.
Look at that building.
It really is.
Marc and Carlos arrive at the Miami bank and urgently meet with the bank manager.
Time is very
Documents and financial records reveal the shocking extent of the missing money. Marc stares at the computer screen, completely stunned. Carlos hands Marc a glass of water.
We need to move fast.
At the night, Marc secretly meets Carmen at a quiet Bogotá cafe. A hidden camera photographs their meeting from across the room. Marc waits until the waiter leaves before speaking.
Sandra and Sergio must be removed from the company system.
Carmen looks surprised by the seriousness of the order. Marc had finally decided to cut Sandra and Sergio completely out of his company. Inside the MDGA government office, Carlos, Juan Manuel and Rogelio gather around a desk covered with documents and investigation files. They are working together to uncover the truth behind Sandra's financial crimes. Carlos finally confronts her.
You've been stealing from Marc. You've embezzled his company. How could you?
It's my company too. I broke my ass taking it to where it is. How dare you?
Sandra immediately becomes defensive. Carlos becomes furious. After Carlos confronted Sandra, Marc tried to move quickly to protect his company. But suddenly, Carlos vanished. Marc leaves the Miami bank and rushes outside after seeing police activity near his vehicle. His car is sitting abandoned on the street, with damage and signs of a violent struggle nearby. Marc's phone rings.
Yes, Stella, any news?
We can't find Mr. Carlos anywhere.
After Carlos disappeared, Marc sat alone on a bench outside in Miami, trying to understand what had happened. He feared that Sandra's people were behind it. Suddenly, Marc's phone received a message from an anonymous sender. Marc realized this was no longer just about money. Someone was coming after him. When Marc returned to his Miami condominium, a black Sprinter van was waiting outside. Suddenly, its side door opened. 3 masked men threw Carlos onto the street and sped away.
Carlos!
Marc immediately ran toward his injured friend.
What happened? They told me to tell you this is just a warning. Who? What do they want? Sandra's men. They want your company.
But Marc refused to be intimidated.
Do not call the cops.
He called the police. As paramedics took Carlos away, Officer Davis questioned Marc about the attack. Marc finally said what he had been afraid to admit.
I believe his wife may arrange the attack and scammed him.
But Marc had no proof. And while Carlos was fighting for his recovery, Sandra was already making her next move. That same night, Marc received another devastating blow. A restraining order had been issued against him. The police ordered him to leave his own home. Marc could hardly believe what was happening. Under police supervision, Marc packed his belongings while Sandra filmed him with her phone, determined to create evidence against him. Marc finally turned toward her. Sandra laughed and pushed her phone closer. Marc had lost his money, his company, his best friend, and now his home. But Sandra had made one mistake. She had underestimated him.